going down, guys? Toy Freakazoid here, back again with a new video, and this time it's part 2. Yes, that's right, 2 of my custom Storm Shadow figure. Well, I guess the first thing to start with is I wanted to do a Storm Shadow figure for a while. I know you guys seen some of my other customs, and there's just something really special about Storm Shadow. I mean, you know, back in the 80s when I was a kid, Storm Shadow was my favorite figure, and it was my favorite character at the time, but I never, ever got a chance to ever get the old 80s Storm Shadow figure because he was hard to find in my area where I was. So back then, I didn't know anything about customing until the 25th line came out in Marvel Legends and all that jazz. So I didn't really, back then I couldn't really customize. Even back then, I don't think I could have done it the way I do it now. So, well, anyway, to make a long story short, he was a hard figure to get, but I had a good friend that I knew who actually had 2 of them, and he gave me his loose one out of the package, and I finally had my Storm Shadow. The only problem was he wouldn't give me the weapons with it because he wanted to keep it for another figure or whatever. But I said, that's fine, I just want the figure. So I got the figure, and I never had the bow, you know, the bow and the arrows, like, you know, right here. But I never got the arrows or the swords or anything, but luckily I had a lot of Snake Eyes figures, and I just gave him those swords. But, like I said, to make a long story short, I never really had him as a kid until I was older. But, you know, but that's alright. But like I said, what makes Storm Shadow special is the fact that he is the opposite of Snake Eyes, as Snake Eyes is the yin to Storm Shadow's yang. Well, they're pretty much sword brothers, you know. They've known each other since the war, and, you know, they just pretty much are brothers. But, you know, tragedy happened that turned them into enemies. But anyway, this version of Storm Shadow is like a futuristic Storm Shadow. Like, after the events of Cobra, you know, his brainwashing is over with. He's reunited with Snake Eyes, and they're brothers once again, and all's good in there. But Storm Shadow doesn't have an affiliation. Storm Shadow works on his own. He pretty much is a mercenary. He's like a hired sword for the highest bidder. Whoever wants him, wants his services, he gladly accepts. But he does good deeds, you know. With The Last Stand, that's just a little short video I just did. I call him The Last Stand because, you know, I just thought it was a cool name for a custom figure. But anyway, like I said, he does good deeds. Like, you know, he saves, like, you know, famous people from being killed, or he goes on missions to where he has to kill the bad guy. You know, that's my version of this Storm Shadow. You know, I like the evil Storm Shadow. I like the Storm Shadow that's actually not really a bad guy and not really a good guy, but I also like the good guy Storm Shadow. You know, like, my theory in the whole G.I. Joe realm is that Storm Shadow is the good guy who's working for Cobra, trying to figure out who killed his uncle. That's my theory. But, you know, whoever has a theory of their own, whatever. You know, everybody has their own way of liking Storm Shadow. That's just mine. But let's get into the figure. So I'm just rambling on as usual. But so let's get into this figure, okay? Breakdown of the figure is the legs were from a Ninjaku Storm Shadow that I had, with the exception of putting green stuff on here to make it look like the legs are pouched out, like as if he tied them around his legs to give it that ninja look. Just use some white. I also used a little bit of brown to give it kind of a little weathered look. I don't know if you can really see it, but if you have it in person, you'll really see it. Like, it's weathered, like he's been out in the woods, or, you know, he's been using this outfit for a while. So, you know, with weather, and, you know, jumping into water, rubbing on ropes and stuff, it's just, you know, that's just him doing his thing. But yeah, you know, there's a little weathered look, especially on the arms. I don't know if you can pick it up, not really, but yeah. So anyway, I used them, painted it white, and add some green stuff on the legs. So we'll break down first. We'll go to the belt. The beginning, the belt buckle is a Cobra symbol, but like I said, he's not really a bad guy. But it's just he just likes using his belt because he can carry all his little ninja gear like in little pouches. He could have like little throwing stars or throwing daggers or smoke bombs or whatever. The ninja stuff. Also on the shoulder strap. That is fabric. So is the belt. Is fabric because I like to use fabric for my stuff. It's got pouches. He has a hood, which can come down, as you can see, and it can go back up. Best thing to do is grab where it's harder to pull it back up. So just like so. I just always wanted to do a hooded Storm Shadow because I just thought, Storm Shadow would look cool with a hood. And plus, in the IDW comics, he has a hood anyway, but he hardly ever wears it. But yeah, well, like for instance, if you're gonna have him like fight a bunch of ninjas, he'll pull his hood down like this, and he's ready to go to town with his twin blades. So yeah, he also has a little hook thing right here, which I put on there, where he can keep his twin kamas. I added them because they look kind of cool just hanging next to him. Every ninja has to have at least one kama, but Storm Shadow especially because he's such a badass. He's got to have two. So yeah, those are there. I'll show you in the video him holding them and stuff. And the arms are from the Pursuit of Cobra shirtless Storm Shadow. I used them arms because they were kind of muscular and most of the time Storm Shadow's bare arm. So yeah. Also, the chest is from the same figure. I just painted it, added a little bit of wear and tear to the shirt, and a little bit of weathering. The mask is, I don't really remember what the mask is, but it's a Baklava mask because I couldn't find any ninja heads that look right. And I like the opening for the face, so yeah. And I also added fabric here with two pouches, where he keeps his ninja stuff. He also comes with his bow. This bow is from the Retaliation line, and I added a string to make it look like a real bow. Like if you've seen the other video, you've seen him drawing it back. That's actually an effect using Photoshop. So yeah, sorry. I could only get one on there, and it looked better with just one. So. And it bends down like the original one does, so you can set it right in there. So yeah, I'll actually remove this and show you what he looks like in back. And I used that from one of the ninja figures that I had from the 25th. I just repainted it white and left the red. So yeah, I glued it on there and used some fabric to hold it in place. I cut out the blade parts. But I left a little bit there for the swords to fit in. And the swords, I was going to make swords for it, but decided not to because I just thought these looked a lot cooler with him using these because they have the dragon heads. So yeah, he's got two of them. And so yeah, this is just a breakdown of what he is. And I'll show you some pictures of him holding all of his different weapons. So. So there you go, guys. There is the custom Storm Shadow figure from The Last Stand. And this figure is actually a gift to a good friend that I've met here on YouTube. Whoops, he fell over. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I thought you were supposed to stand up straight, Storm Shadow. But yeah, this is actually a gift for a good YouTube friend of mine. He knows who he is. We all know who he is. He's the man. My collection 7,000. This figure is going out to him for just one of the items that I'm trading him for his Cobra Resolute pack and his G.I. Joe Resolute pack. So, plus a few other stuff in there that he wanted. So we're trading off. So I promised him I would do a figure for him. And he also wanted the custom Scarlet that I did, because he really wanted that too. So I said, what the hell. I was gonna do one for him, but I figured, what the hell, I can make me another one. That's all right. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and you know, if you guys enjoy my videos, feel free to subscribe, and you know, don't hesitate to leave a comment. You know, I'm a pretty nice guy, and he keeps falling. He doesn't like to stand up. So yeah, like I said, I'm a pretty nice guy, and you can talk to me about anything, you know. That's just the way I am. So anyway, I'm rambling on again. So, well, this is Toy Freakazoid saying peace out, and like always, take care of each other and be friendly, and don't let the man get you down as usual. And I will talk to you guys soon. Peace as always. My collection 7,000. He's on your way. He's going out tomorrow. So hopefully you'll see him early next week. So. Alright guys, take care. Peace.